Well, welcome everyone to St James's Park ahead of EFL Cup action as we bring you Newcastle as they take on West Brom here at St James's Park. Kickoff is in 15 minutes time. And we will also have updates from the other games tonight in the second round. Bradford take on Burnley at 7:45. All the games are at 7:45 except from Preston Everton, that's at 8. And Tottenham also played Charlton at 7:45. That's at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Like we said, we'll bring you updates from every single game currently on tonight in the EFL Cup. And the pre-draw has just taken place, so we'll talk about that in a second. But first, let's take you through the starting lineups for both sides tonight. Newcastle line up in a 4-2-3-1 formation, where summer signings Traore and Evan Johan will make their competitive debuts tonight against West Brom. The manager making 6 changes to the side, who drew 2-2 late on to Liverpool on Sunday. And West Brom have made 6 changes as they head to St James's Park. They are they are in the Championship and they have won both of their opening games there, so good job for them. And the starting lineup for them: Ingram, Williams, Mefan, Campbell, Townsend, Whitwell, Nzingoa, De Kite, Price, Stewart, Morgan, and that is a 4-4-2 formation. And that is our focus game tonight: West Brom, Newcastle. Newcastle last season in the EFL Cup were semi-finalists. They did get knocked out to Man City at the Etihad. And West Brom, they were eliminated in the first round last season. They were knocked out on penalties to Millwall, which is exactly what they didn't want to happen. But both sides, interesting. Of course, Newcastle's season just getting underway. They drew 2-2 to Liverpool at the weekend after conceding a late penalty in what really was a penalty. And, well, West Brom, they've beaten Norwich 2-1. They've beaten Burnley 3-1. Both sides were in the Premier League as of late, Norwich and Burnley. Not been that long since they were in the Premier League. So, great start for West Brom. 2 wins from 2. It is a perfect start for them. And West Brom, well, are they going to pose a threat to Newcastle tonight? You never know, because we went into the season saying Newcastle, they've lost too many good players, they're not going to do well. And then you saw the performance against Liverpool, and it was actually quite good. They were 2-1 up. Take away the penalty, they would have won 2-1, but because of the penalty, they lost 2-2. So, great result for Liverpool in the end, but it could have been a good 3 points for Newcastle. We were talking about the pre-draw for the third round of the EFL Cup, and which means the European sides who are unable, they play in UEFA competitions. UEFA will not move their matches, or there's some clause in the UEFA rules where UEFA can't move their matches, so they have to be played at a certain time, and it's hard to structure EFL Cup, FA Cup, because that's going to ramp up. You're going to see Premier League at the same time. You can't move the matches so they all fit in at once. So they've done a pre-draw, which means the European sides, they can't play each other. Those European sides are Crystal Palace, Manchester United, Manchester City, Sunderland, Arsenal, Aston Villa, Bournemouth, Liverpool. They all play in a European competition that is run by UEFA. Therefore, they can't reschedule them. So, the full draw will take place after Everton Preston, and the pre-draw has already taken place. It took place just around about just a few minutes before we came on air. 4 minutes before we came on air, we got the result of the pre-draw, and the pre-draw is just to basically determine which whether the European sides taking place will play either home or away. And I can tell you the result of that is Crystal Palace will play at home, Manchester United will play at home, Manchester City will play at home, Sunderland will play at home, Arsenal away, Aston Villa away, Bournemouth home, and Liverpool home. And a reminder that the full draw is to take place after Preston versus Everton tonight, and that is where we will see whether Newcastle or West Brom will play one of those sides. You never know what might happen, because Newcastle aren't one of those European sides. They weren't in the pre-draw, so we'll have to find out what happens. If you're in this stage of the competition, if you're in the second round, you're not going to be in that pre-draw. So that's a reason. For example, we saw Premier League side Leeds win yesterday. They were in the draw. They're in the draw later. They weren't in the pre-draw, so that is why. So ultimately, we'll see what happens, and that does include, there's 2 matches tomorrow: Chelsea and Luton Town. Chelsea aren't in the pre-draw, and Fulham, Wimbledon, they aren't in the pre-draw either. So interesting matches to watch out for there. But a reminder of the matches tonight: Preston, Everton, Bradford, Burnley. Our matches: Newcastle versus West Brom and Spurs versus Charlton. The other 3 matches that we aren't covering live, we will be bringing you live updates from all around the grounds. But our focus is Newcastle, and they take on West Brom. Kickoff is in just a matter of moments, in about 10 minutes time, as the semi-finalists of last year's competition go up against the first round knockouts. They did make it to the second round. We'll have to see how they progress. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we will have all the live commentary from the first half and the remainder of the game here on FD Sports. See you after this. Well, welcome back to FT Sports. We bring you a live coverage of Newcastle West Brom here at St James's Park, where we've actually got breaking news to bring you from the Newcastle camp. Nico Gonzalez has just been announced here on the pitch at St James's Park, and they have completed the signing of Nico Gonzalez from Manchester City. Just come on the pitch, and Newcastle have confirmed it on their social media X account, saying, "We are delighted to announce the signing of Spanish midfielder Nico Gonzalez on a long-term deal." That is breaking news here on FT Sport. He doesn't play today, but he is signed from Manchester City, and well, the transfer deadline window closes on the teams in about 6 days, in about a week or so, and we'll bring you all the news leading up to that. But the big news here at St James's Park before the match: Nico Gonzalez confirmed as the new signing for Newcastle. We heard the rumours and we knew it could happen. It has happened. Nico Gonzalez going to Newcastle on a long-term deal, as the fans now wait in anticipation for this match. It's the second round of the EFL Cup, and they will be looking here, Newcastle, to give the fans a result they would like, not a draw. You can't have draws in the EFL Cup. A reminder that if there's a draw after 90 minutes, we go straight to penalties. So we'll find out what happens there. And some news from Aston Villa very quickly. So we're bringing you all the news from around the football. Villa have agreed a £65 million for Nicholas Jackson. A deal for that. The Premier League side is to pay Chelsea £47.5 million up front, with player terms in the process of being finalised. That is breaking news from our source, The Athletic. So we'll keep you updated, as we said, from all the news, as the players now walk out onto the pitch to a very large appreciation from the fans. They're clapping. They are ready to go for tonight's match. And like we said, 3 other games kicking off at 7:45. As soon as the match gets underway, you'll see the scores live at the bottom of your screen, including the Preston Everton match. That will update as soon as that hits 8 o'clock. And we will also bring you audio updates from those other 3 games as part of the 4 in the EFL Cup tonight, as the new manager for Newcastle just going up and shaking the hands of everyone on that West Brom bench. And while we await the match kicking off, let's take you through the starting lineups for tonight's match. And Newcastle in a 4-2-3-1 formation. In goal is Jean, and then De Kek, Thior, Botman, Hall. Midfield 2 of Stur and Ramsey, and an offensive 3 of Murphy, Willock and Traore. And up front, the one attacker, Woltemade. And then for West Brom, it's a 4-4-2 formation with Ingram in goal, Townsend, Campbell, Methven and Williams making up the back 4. Price, Diakate, then Gazzola, Whitwell making up the midfield, and the attacking Morgan and Stewart. The manager for Newcastle, Matthias Chasey, and James Morrison is the manager for West Brom. And on the bench for Newcastle, Horneck, Shah, Sahar, Bamba, Miley, Elanga, Barnes, Neve and Wisser. Are on the bench for West Brom, O'Leary, Styles, Phillips, Galves, Hornmeyer, Malumbi, Crowther, Oda and Bostock. And the injured players for Newcastle, Dan Burn, a lack of fitness, so he's doubtful and he's not even on the bench. Joe Linton has a muscle injury, he's out until early September. And Livramento, calf injury, he's out for about a week. And Hagibi misses this match because he's suspended after receiving a red card. So then this match moments away from getting underway here at St James's Park. Kick-off in a matter of moments. Referee for today's action is Robert Madeley. He's a EFL Championship referee. He refereed in the Middlesbrough-Lincoln match where Middlesbrough won 2-1. Gave out 2 yellow cards there. last 2 years in the Championship, he's given 4.2 yellow cards per match, which is above average compared to the rest of the Championship, and 21.9 fouls per match, which is around average there in the Championship over the last 2 years. And in pre-season, he did referee Brighton 3, Roma 0. The last time he refereed a Newcastle match, well, I don't think he has for quite a long time. Our records don't even go back that long. As the match is underway very quickly. That came out of nowhere. So we are underway in St James's Park. Newcastle United wearing their home kit. And West Brom wearing a red kit this evening here at St James's Park. And Newcastle already trying to start something from the wing. We'll have to find out if it does work for them. But it doesn't. Now they are forced to go back. West Brom actually pressing to start off this game here as it goes out for a Newcastle throw-in, which they have in their own half. Manager for Newcastle, Matthias JC, watching on from the sideline as the throw-in takes place. Matthias JC has won trophies in the past. He's won 2 AFC Champions League Elite trophies with Al Hilal and 1 Super Cup with them. And he's also managed Salzburg and won trophies with them, 1 Cup and 2 Bundesliga titles. As Newcastle are already trying to start something from the far wing here, and it does come, and a shot takes place, and it has gone wide, and it will be a goal kick. And it's just good wing play from Newcastle. Lovely play from Tior. He comes in, and the shot goes out wide. And in fact, it is going to be a corner for Newcastle. Must have got a deflection off the defender. I didn't see any, but referee certainly thinks there was. Robert Madeley. As standing on the corner now, looks to be Dewsbury Hall. Waiting to put the ball back in the box and resume this one. Ball played in for Newcastle. Player goes down in the box by the back post, but no foul there. As goes out for another corner after it was kicked out by Townsend for West Brom. So another Newcastle corner, this time from the opposite end. And I can tell you now that all games that kicks off at 7:45 are underway now. There is the reminder of your lineups for this match. A 4-2-3-1 formation going up against a 4-4-2 formation. Ball played in, back post. Got a header and nearly bounced back into the middle, but West Brom are able to clear it before anything dangerous happens, and it's gone back into their own half, and the ball now with Newcastle goalkeeper of Zhaoen. And first touch of the match for Zhaoen there. As now on the bottom of your screen you can see the live scores from around the game, including ours. That's up top in the right corner, in the left corner. I don't know my left and right, but here's maybe a chance for Newcastle here, building up for something. Ball now in the middle, played into the box. There could be a chance. It's played back in, squared in, but it's cleared by West Brom. And Newcastle looking dangerous here to open up the game. Ball back now with Stewart, and Stewart playing back. He is a defensive midfielder in the lineup, but it looks like that defensive midfielder has turned into just straight defense. Now a chance for Newcastle. Played onto the wing. Ball comes in. Gets a block. And Diakate leaves with the ball at his feet. Newcastle trying to press to keep this ball back. 4 minutes 45 on the clock and a foul there taking place. Dedic, the committer. No card, but a free kick given to West Brom. Can have a look at the foul once again, but chance for Willock here. Was a standout moment of those last few minutes, and he does get the shot off, but he does get a block, and it's a lovely block to the fact it's not deflected behind for a corner, and it doesn't get deflected back at the attacker making the shot. Goes straight to a West Brom defender, which is exactly what you want it to do. That is a perfect block that you probably could get out of that. Ball now with Metham at the back line for West Brom. He plays it to the halfway line. Now West Brom with their first attack, but that attack is short-lived. And Newcastle pass it back all the way to Johan. Johan trying to clear it after he got a bit of pressure. Does clear it, but clears it to Campbell, who passes it back to Ingram for West Brom. And Ingram passes out to Metham. Metham in his own area now. A little pressure being put on here. Maybe by Ultimade, but he doesn't. Ball now with Traore as he regains possession, and now ball with Traore. Traore passes back to Murphy. Murphy with the ball at his feet. He shoots, and it goes over and wide by quite a bit, and that was probably the best chance so far. Yeah, big chance for Newcastle. Just goes wide. Fans there all trying to dodge the ball. Stays 0-0 after the first 6 minutes and 40 seconds. Still 0-0 in all the other games ongoing right now. Bradford, Burnley 0-0. Tottenham, Charlton 0-0. And Preston Everton, that's kicking off in 8 minutes. Like we said, updates for you are coming throughout the night. Ball now with Newcastle in their own half. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. Top rated players in this match in the opening 7 minutes. Ultimade, Stur and Traore for Newcastle. Campbell, Townsend and Diakate for West Brom. Ball now at the halfway line with Tior. Now with Botman, and Botman tries to advance forward with it. Instead it comes back to Stur. And Stur now part of that back line. Was put down on the sheet as defensive midfielder, but is part of the defence now. Balls with Ramsey. Ramsey plays it back. Ramsey scoring at the weekend against Liverpool. Botman with it. Botman plays it out to the left wing. Ball with Traore. Traore passes backwards to Botman at the halfway line. Stur. And now it's found its way out to the right wing. Could Newcastle get this into the box? They are going to. Cross comes in at the far post. Might be a chance. And the ball ends up in the keeper's hands after a lovely half volley off a Stur. Yeah, good chance for Newcastle. Ball just comes in and gets a header off of Traore, which is deflected off of the West Brom defender. And then ball's played back, and the half volley straight into the keeper's hands. Not into the hands, it was not collected well, but at least it didn't go in the goal. Dedic having to kick the ball back to West Brom after he commits a foul. West Brom have a free kick in their own half, which they take. Ball now with their back line of Campbell with the ball at his feet now. Ultimade might try to press from the side, and maybe a chance for Newcastle. They could have pressed there with Willock spotting an opportunity, but he didn't get there in time. It was always going to be close, but he didn't get there. Ball now with Williams. Williams finds Metham, and there's about 5 players trying to press here on West Brom. They know a goal's coming, they just want it now. West Brom able to escape. They're in Newcastle's half at the halfway line. Now they're trying to advance down the right wing. Ball now heading into the box, but cleared by Newcastle. Goes out for a throw-in. And stat for you, Newcastle United have lost just one of their last 6 matches against West Brom across all competitions. They've won 3 and drawn 2. And a reminder, here in the EFL Cup, you can't draw after 90 minutes. If there is a draw, then we go straight to penalties. Ball now with Botman, who plays it to Willock, who's dropped back a bit for Newcastle, but he's lost the ball. Now a chance for West Brom. Ball with Whitwell on the wing. He plays it in centrally into the box. And Newcastle, great defending, but West Brom just managed to hold on to it for now. Ball with Diakate. He's gone to the far post and headed out by Dedic. And it's going to be a corner for West Brom. And they're showing some attacking prowess here. And that's exactly what you want to see from West Brom. I'm sure the cross was meant to reach a player, but it might as well have been a shot. Just a bit of mis-targeted there. As the corner comes in now from the left-hand side. Ball played into the middle. It's still in a dangerous area. West Brom still with the ball in the air. And it is cleared to a certain degree. But West Brom still at the wing of the box. They're going to try play a ball into the box. They do. Gets blocked. And it goes out for a West Brom throw-in. And they go back and try to retreat here, but they have the momentum here in the past few minutes. Ball now with at the back line with Metham. Metham trying to advance forward. He finds Price. Price goes down the wing to find a winger that could potentially find Morgan or Stewart. Stewart's looking at that back post to see if a ball could be played there, but it's not got to the point where they can. And now everyone in that half. And now West Brom with a chance. A shot blocked. Might be played here to Whitwell. Whitwell can't get anything off of it and it goes out. And instead of a corner for West Brom, it's going to be a goal kick for Newcastle. And Stewart there potentially with a chance for West Brom, but just couldn't get it off. But West Brom looking good in these past few minutes. They haven't got a shot off, West Brom, but you're putting the pressure on. That's something you like to see. Especially from a side that got knocked out in the first round last year. Ball with them in their own half. Talking about momentum. We've had 2 spikes of Newcastle momentum and 1 of West Brom. Now they're trying to start something. Ball played to Morgan. He has a shot and it's cleared. But not cleared well. Ball played out to Price, who has a shot, and that's blocked as well. West Brom still with the ball at their feet. Newcastle looking in trouble here. And that is a bad foul committed by Woltemade as he drags a player down. Is he going to put a card out here? The referee, I don't think he will for Woltemade. Robert Madeley says no, not a card. Free kick taken quickly. Ball now with Nzingola, who tries to play a through ball into the box, and instead it misses everyone. And instead of going out for a goal kick, goalkeeper Joan decides, I'll just grab it and roll it out to Botman. And Botman, as he plays out to the wing. West Brom manager looking hopeful here. West Brom manager, obviously, James Morrison. He's looking quite hopeful on the sideline. It's looking a good start for West Brom. If they can keep this up, there might be a goal coming here. But there might be a goal coming for Newcastle as they try to play a ball in over the wing. But it's cleared by West Brom and it's cleared out for a corner after Whitwell had to wrestle Torre to get it out. He won the duel and Newcastle win a corner. Score still 0-0, which is exactly the scoreline in the other games. And if that changes, we will let you know. Ball played in for West Brom at the back post. And it's cleared. It's going to be a Newcastle throw-in. And we saw this with Leeds last night. They had long throw-ins. And they were able to get a goal from it. Newcastle, they could, if they wanted to here. 15 minutes gone, it's still 0-0. It's 0-0 in all the other games. And Preston Everton has just kicked off. Throw-in taken. They decided to play back with it here. Trying to start something from the other wing. But they dispute that and they pass it backwards. And now West Brom with it at their feet. And they're able to regain the ball back. Ball with Morgan. Morgan's dropped back. And it is in positions like this where you have to drop back and help out your players. Another stat for you. Newcastle United have won 5 of their last 7 EFL Cup ties against teams from a lower division. They've drawn 1 and lost 1. Bring you some other insights as we get to them. West Brom now with the ball at their keeper's feet. Ingram, and he holds it just on the edge of his box and he's walking out with it. You've got to watch out for Watchalong, and he does press, does Watchalong, and it's already gone by the time he gets there. And now West Brom advance into Newcastle's half, but they lose the ball. And Dewsbury Hall takes the throw-in for Newcastle. Matthias JC just giving him instructions at the side of the pitch. It looks like he's telling his players to go up and advance it. And just as they say that, long ball played. Wasn't controlled well, and it actually was offside. It did look offside from Willock, and it was offside. Therefore that attack, or so-called a short-lived attack, won't live long. But here comes an attack for West Brom, trying to start something here down the right wing. Ball with Whitwell. Whitwell tried to play it centrally. Did play it to Price, but Price lost the ball. It is regained by Dicarte. And now maybe a chance for West Brom on the right wing again, but a foul, and Steer is the committer of that. And he is reaching in his pocket, the referee, and he is giving Steer a yellow card. And the first card of this match is given out. And oh, it does look like a bad challenge there from Steer. It's a sliding tackle. Gets his legs. And ultimately he goes down. So Sean Steer, number 14 for Newcastle, is the first player to receive a card. Will he be the only one? You never know. And West Brom have got a free kick here. Looks like in the wall for Newcastle there'll be 2 players. 2 players on the ball for West Brom, waiting to take this free kick. Which one of them is going to take it? Townsend? Potentially. Or Price? We'll find out here what tactics they've got in mind here, West Brom. Just coming up to 19 minutes played. Scoreline is 0-0. But that can all change in an instant, and West Brom looking good here against Newcastle. Ball played in, and just as I said that, West Brom have scored here. West Brom lead 1-0 after a goal in the free kick. Jowen tried to save it after it went into the bottom right corner. It was a low-driven shot from the free kick, and West Brom all of a sudden lead here at Newcastle. And this is a big shock to the team that made it to the semi-finals last season. And it ended up being Price who went for it. And it does get a touch off Joan. Joan puts his hand on it. And then it goes in. Deflects it in. I'm not sure if he was in before he got a touch on it. But Price has put the visiting side ahead here. The first goal in the EFL Cup tonight is one that is a shock. Wow. Isaac Price opens the scoring up here. What could be a very, very interesting night here at St James's Park. And this night, it looked like it could have taken a turn, and it has. It has taken a turn, and it's gone the visitors' way. West Brom 1, Newcastle 0. And Xiaowen will not be happy as a result of that. And we said in the build-up, Liverpool, Newcastle. We said going into the season, Newcastle weren't looking good. They'd sold a lot of players. They'd lost a lot of good players. Maybe they're not playing the best side right now. But still, to be 1-0 down to West Brom, it's not the best. Free kick for Newcastle in their own half. 21 minutes gone. It's the first goal, and it's the only goal so far in the EFL Cup tonight. But really, it's taken a turn here. Newcastle with the ball on the wing as they play it backwards. And it's not really a time to be playing backwards. A reminder, if there is a draw here after 90 minutes, after the full-time whistle, we go straight to penalties. That is the same for any EFL Cup game. Ball now with Whitwell, who's lost the ball. Newcastle have the ball. They decide to go back. Dewsbury Hall finds Botman. Botman finds Ramsey. And now Ramsey finds Botman. And they look like they're going to switch ends where they attack. And they have switched ends because here come West Brom. And they've got a lot of energy in those legs. Ball with Price, the goal scorer. And they slow it down. And we're seeing Watamade. He's pressed on that West Brom when they've had the ball in their own half. Well, he's going to have to do a bit more of that. He's going to have to show a bit more conviction when he does that, because they're 1-0 down. Ingram tries to find a ball that potentially reaches Morgan. Looks like Price has joined the striking side of things now. Williams has come up as a result on the other end of things by the looks of it. Ball now with Campbell. Campbell for West Brom. Plays out to the wing. Tried to get a cross in, but Newcastle stopping that. West Brom still with the ball at their feet. And still with the goal on the goal sheet. Ball now in West Brom's own half at their own feet with Metham. Now played to the wing. Plays it to Price. Price to Whitwell. Whitwell's changed sides really in terms of where he is on the field. Was on the right, now he's looks like he's more central to the left. And James Morrison, manager of West Brom, he knows his side is 1-0. He's not getting carried away with it. He's still shouting instructions at his players. And that is what you would expect. If they come away with this headline result, what might happen next? Maybe a chance here, a breakthrough here from Stewart, but That attack is stopped after apparent foul on Botman. Botman's gone down. And is he going to give a card or just have a word with Stewart? Well, it looks soft. We'll see it here. It is a bit soft. Both players, it's like they make contact with each other's feet, boots. And I'm not saying anything, but Botman goes down too easy. Newcastle starting something from the wing here. Maybe a chance. Ramsey and ball potentially could be played in here. It is played in. Gets a block from one of the West Brom defenders, and Newcastle have a corner. Up till this they've had 3. And Preston, I nearly said Preston are 0-0 against Everton. West Brom have only had 1 in this one. Corner taken for Newcastle and is already headed out. Ball went to the near post and it's cleared already. Foul here as Murphy went down after getting a touch on the back from Metham. Metham says, I didn't do much. I don't think he got booked. No, he didn't get booked for it. Mind you, if he did get booked, it wouldn't have been the best decision. Free kick. Played into the box. A little scorpion kick. That's played into the hands of keeper Ingram. It wasn't the best. It was merely just to save the ball. Going out of play from Willock. He's already got a touch off a West Brom defender. The scorpion kick was just played straight to the keeper. Keeper rolls it out to a player and Newcastle meet it with a firm press, but they don't get the ball straight away. Instead, they do get a throw-in. And throw-in as a result of the pressure. Steer now with it. He's on a booking. Steer plays it more centrally into Ramsey. Ramsey with the ball at his feet. Could be pressure from behind here. Potentially from Morgan. Morgan's dropped back. And oh, Stewart got tripped up there. I'm not sure if by the referee. He held his hand out. I'm not sure if it was. I didn't see. As Newcastle trying to play a ball in, but it's cleared by West Brom. And they tried to start an attack of their own. And here comes Stewart. Can he play a ball onto the wing? Yes, he can. He finds Williams, who's high up. Whitwell's tried to join him. Instead, he plays it back to Metham. Everyone in Newcastle's half now. Campbell. Now with Price. Campbell plays it back to Ingram. Ingram finds Metham. And everyone now regroups. Ball now with Whitwell, who's more central here. He plays on the wing, but now he's centrally placed. Price now on it, out of the box. Whitwell, just on the edge here. Could West Brom be planning something here? They've looked threatening. You could argue more threatening than Newcastle at points. Ball with Diakate. And ball now played into the box, potentially, to find Stewart. The header goes up. Ball now finds Diakate nicely, but he loses it. Ball in the air. Newcastle trying to clear it here. They can't easily, and lands up on the wing for West Brom with Metham now, and the ball is played back into the halfway line. And this is looking very good from West Brom, and maybe a chance there. A through ball played in. Gets a deflection. Shouts for offside, but he wasn't, Morgan. And that looked a decent chance. Now, did he get a deflection? I believe it's a goal kick. It was close on a deflection. We'll have to see. I'm very certain it did get a deflection. But referees decided it's a goal kick. More confirmation of that news we just read before we started this match. Aston Villa have agreed a deal with Chelsea for Nicholas Jackson. Also, Nico Gonzalez being unveiled to the crowd as Newcastle confirm their signing of the Spanish midfielder from Manchester City, as they say, on a long-term contract. Newcastle regain the ball, trying to advance with quickness here. Trying to play a ball into the box, they can't. Stewart tries to clear it, not good enough. Newcastle back in possession, they double team him with Price and Morgan. Attempting to get the ball back, they pressure it out for a corner. For a throw-in. Thrown back to Steer. Steer to Botman. Botman all the way out to the left wing, where Hall is there. Hall playing quite high up. Botman now. Tior. Maybe a chance here. And they tried to play it to Ramsey, but that attack was thwarted. It's going to be another throw-in for Newcastle. Hall throws it to Botman, and then Newcastle now in their own half, which is not where you want to be, especially after going 1-0 down. Ball now played to the wing, where Traoré is waiting. Traoré plays into the box. Nothing comes of it. Ball now with Botman. He's got pressure on him. 3 players, potentially 4 now on that wing, trying to get the ball. Dewsbury Hall finds Steer. Steer to Ramsey. Ramsey playing a ball in here. It's found Traoré, and ball lands up into Ingram's hands. And that was a more composed grab than the one we saw earlier from the West Brom keeper. I think it's just the mindset of going 1-0 up. That comfort. It's looking much more confident now. And I think it's the fact that Newcastle haven't put as much pressure on as West Brom have. So that's kind of assuring Ingram that there's less of an opportunity here. But as I say that, Newcastle get the ball back, and they play it into the box, and it's headed out by West Brom. Still a tussle to get the ball here, and it's won by Jacob Ramsey. Ramsey now with a run here. Found the wing. Through ball played into the box as they tried to square it into maybe Ultamare. Ball now though with Nsgola. It goes out for throwing. It's great play from West Brom, yes. Newcastle are putting all the pressure on here. But still to be doing this at this point in the game, they're doing quite well. Shows you West Brom are not one to be messed with. Of course, in the Championship, they've gone 2-0 so far this season, beating Norwich and Burnley alike. 2 from 2, perfect start for West Brom in the league. Newcastle played their first match of the season on Sunday against Liverpool. They drew 2-2 after a late penalty. Diakate tried to find someone in the box, and no one was there. Yeah, he was playing a through ball from the wing. I don't know how he got the idea or who he was even trying to find. Doesn't find anyone. And West Brom leave it. Left it, and it's gone out for a goal kick. They take it, and throwing for Newcastle here after a duel between Botman and Whitwell. Ball with Xiaowen. Xiaowen plays it to Botman. Botman finding Ramsey. Ramsey to Hall. Like we said, playing higher up than usual. But they've lost the ball here in Newcastle, and maybe some pressure being put on by West Brom. And they do find pressure, and that pressure is short-lived. Newcastle regain the ball and now look to put some pressure of their own on, trying to attack down that right wing. Here come Newcastle. Ball with Murphy. Bultamade, Willock, Traore, all those players in the box. Ball with Stur. Stur plays it to Willock. Willock trying to find something against the defenders. It's still at his feet. Great defending from West Brom, but it's not over yet. And it might be after a mistake made from Stur. Maybe a chance for West Brom. But that chance is short-lived after Botman had to defend it and played it back to João. And even though he got a touch on that goal, still relying on the keeper, Newcastle. Which is what you have to do. And it's good that they still believe in him. Ball still with Newcastle. Stur to Botman. This is in West Brom's half. 36 minutes gone. This is the only game in the EFL Cup tonight which has a goal in it. And it's gone to the visitors. West Brom lead 1-0. Ball with Usury Hall. Hall plays it backwards to Botman. Hall to Stur. Now with Ramsey. Ramsey to the wing. Ball played in here, potentially finding Bultamade. It doesn't. They're still fighting for the ball in the box here. And West Brom do clear it. And a mistake from Newcastle player Stur makes the ball go out for a West Brom throw-in after he got the last touch. Yes, Stur booked in this one. 31 touches. Got some player stats for you. Sven Botman has the most touches in this match on 43. West Brom have the ball in their own half. Isaac Price, the goal scorer, has the most shots with 3. Newcastle with the ball. Trying to press here. Ramsey. Jacob Ramsey plays it to the wing. Could this come in here for Newcastle? They need a goal and they'd love it now. Dedic. Dedic's seen 22 touches of the ball so far this evening. Ball played back to Newcastle at the halfway line. Pressure put on. Stur to the wing. Played in here and potentially a chance, and it's in! And it's not going to get disallowed. Traore puts it in. And Newcastle are back level here. It's an interesting goal. It comes in from the corner. And Traore, I'm not even sure if he gets a touch on it. It looks really little. The keeper, Ingram, he looks so pressured. And it's hard to stop a goal like that. Well, let's see. It's a great goal. In terms for Newcastle, they needed it. It's just a little of touches. Is it even Traore who gets the goal? It might be one of the West Brom defenders. It is Traore. Just checking here. And it is Traore. But it is right in front of goal. And Newcastle, as a result of that, are back in the game. Never thought you'd have to say that against West Brom, but we are. It is 1-1. Price with the first goal within 19 minutes and double the amount of minutes, 38 minutes in. And Traore has found the levelling goal. And as a result, he has now taken the joint most shots in this match. And the person who's taken the other most shots in this match, Price, the first goal scorer. Now West Brom trying to get something back. Well, this game was definitely the right game to watch. All the other games in the EFL Cup are still 0-0. We will be bringing you, though, updates on those games when we get them. But they are all 0-0 still. All of them in play, including the Everton game against Preston that just kicked off at 8 PM. So they are a bit behind us. We're in the 40th minute. They're in the 25th. So referee has stopped the game as a foul taken place. And Ramsey will make us resume. Newcastle in their own half. Score is 1-1. And as it stands, remember in the EFL Cup, if there's a draw, we go straight to penalties. Foul there, and in the last few moments this match has gone a little bit more scrappier. A note for you, we won't get any extra time as I'm going to interrupt what I was saying there. We've got a goal somewhere else. Everton have gone 1-0 up against Preston. Good for them, and as soon as we know more about that goal, we'll bring it to you. Just seeing more replays of a goal here in the last few moments, and there's been a goal someplace else. We said Everton have scored. They're coming in all at once. Tottenham are now on the score sheet. They are 1-0 up against Charlton. There. Bradford, Burnley still yet to score, but you never know. We've had goals in the past few moments. We might just get another one. Tierno Barry putting the side ahead at Everton. We'll hopefully tell you more about that goal in just a second. As I was saying, extra time is only used in the Carabao Cup. I wasn't meant to say that. I wasn't meant to advertise it. The EFL Cup, extra time is only used in the second leg of the semi-finals if the aggregate score is level and it's in the final as well. So you won't see anything until then. Of course, Newcastle did make it to the semi-finals. They got knocked out by Manchester City. Got some more news to bring you now, as we can confirm Mikey Moore was the goal scorer there at Tottenham. Some news now, transfer-wise. Al Hilal agreed a deal to sign Ollie Watkins from Aston Villa. Interesting stuff there. And like we said, we'll let you know of anything as it happens. From around the grounds, in the news, we will let you know. Half-time show coming up very shortly here. There's a chance maybe for West Brom. Played into the box, cleared. Ball was played in by Whitwell. Newcastle now with it. With how the back line is played out. Newcastle throwing. Whitwell does well to get up here to attempt to get it in for the square attempt. Does well, but ultimately doesn't get the end product. But I don't think the 1-1 scoreline, it just shows you West Brom deserve to be in this game. Does it make you concerned about Newcastle heading into the Premier League season? Potentially, potentially not. As here come West Brom. We've seen a lot of chances for West Brom. We'll talk about stats at a moment, and at half-time, we're 1 minute away from getting confirmation of added time. Potentially a chance for West Brom. The ball, all of a sudden, played right in front of the keeper. It's able to be cleared, but that was a very, very nervy opportunity. Ball played in from the wing. And Morgan goes up for it. Doesn't get a touch on it. Zhao has to do well. And it's helped on and cleared away from Newcastle, but that's not a position you want to be in. And as a result of a foul just around the box, there's going to be a free kick. There's been another goal at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Tottenham are 2-0 up now against Charlton Athletic. Mikey Moore was the first goal scorer. We'll let you know as soon as we know the second. As we have confirmed, we've got 1 minute of extra time. Free kick played in, and it's gone out, and it's going to be a goal kick. So 1 minute of added time to be added on. So now Newcastle, can they get a chance, maybe offer the last player of the first half? It's gone out for a throw-in. Referee is going to keep this going. Throw-in is thrown back, and I wouldn't be surprised if the referee decides to blow the whistle. There is half-time in one of the game, and that is Bradford-Burnley. And now there's half-time in this game, where the score is 1-1. We are deadlocked at 1 after the first half of play. Well, it was a brilliant start for West Brom as they went 1-0 up after Price scored from a free kick that did get a touch from keeper Zhao. Newcastle did come back with a goal with Traore after a great cross was played into him in the 38th minute. And at half time here, Newcastle are level with West Brom. It hasn't always been that way. Will it remain that way going into the second half? And throughout this match, you'll have to tune in and find out as the second half gets underway in 15 minutes. Join us in a few moments' time as we take you through half-time analysis and scores and updates from around the ground here on FT Sport. welcome back to St James's Park. It's half time here at Newcastle, and it's still 1-1. We are deadlocked here. It's the only match to be draw with goals in it. Bradford-Burnley, as I was saying, we'll bring you all the scores from the grounds as we get. But we're just waiting for Tottenham-Charlton to go to half time before we can bring you an update from there. But our game is at half time. We'll bring you the stats from it. 1-1, goals tied apiece. And let's actually bring you what we thought from the action in terms of moments. Big chance for Newcastle to open up the game, potentially for them at the near post, but cleared by West Brom, as most of the attacks ended up being in the first half. Ball was attempted to play down the wing to Traore, who did get the first goal in the end of it. Then we had a chance from Willock, who hit it over and wide by quite a bit, but still a big chance for Newcastle. And it was at this point we thought, well, Newcastle, they started off well, they're surely going to get a goal. We'll just see more of this. Wasn't that far out though from the close-up shot. It could have hit the post, as then we saw the low-driven free kick from West Brom into the right bottom hand corner of the goal, which was put away by Isaac Price, who still has the joint most shots in this match with 3. He's tied with Newcastle goal scorer Bazuma Traore, who's started today in one of the first starts for him at Newcastle. And it did get a touch from Jean, the keeper, who's also making one of his first starts for Newcastle today. And then we saw Newcastle come play the ball through the wing, and then ball came in, and all of a sudden it was in the back of the net. Got the slightest of touches off of Traore, and put Newcastle level with West Brom. Take you through stats from here in a second, but first, here are the scores from around the Cup in the EFL Cup. Second round tonight so far. Bradford, Burnley, that game is half-time. 0-0 there. Stats are looking like in Burnley's favour. You look at possession, 70% Burnley compared to 30%. More expected goals, 0.51. Expected goals compared to 0.21 for Bradford. 11 shots for Burnley, 2 of them on target. 4 shots for Bradford, 1 on target for them. But that game still scoreless there. We're waiting for a goal. Our game, Newcastle West Brom, is still 1-1. As West Brom did go 1-0 up. Newcastle, though, levelled back with Traore. So it's 1-1 here at St James's Park. Newcastle Charlton, that game is 2-0. That game did go to half-time just a few moments ago, 12 minutes until that game gets underway. And second goal, we didn't tell you who it came from. We're going to tell you now. Well, the first goal came from Mikey Moore, assisted by Bentancur. The second goal was assisted by the first goal scorer, Mikey Moore, and it went in off of Dominic Solanke. So he makes it 2-0 for Tottenham. That game is in the half-time, and the game live right now did kick off later. It did kick off at 8 p.m, 15 minutes later than all of the other games. So Everton 1, Preston 0, Tierno Barry, assisted by Vitaly Mikolenko. That has put the Toffees 1-0 up against Preston. And Everton lead there at Deepdale. And a reminder that the draw takes place later tonight. So we'll find out more from them. That follows the Preston-Everton game. But we've already had the pre-draw, and we'll tell you the results of that once again. We told you about the build-up. This is the pre-draw, all the UEFA sides. Because UEFA don't reschedule their matches, it's hard to juggle around Carabao Cup, FA Cup when it gets to it. I know there's still a while to come, but there will be a point. We've got Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Premier League. You've got to juggle all them around along with the UEFA. So these sides can't play each other, but the pre-draw is determining whether they play away or home. A lot of sides playing at home, only 2 playing away. I'll read them out now. Crystal Palace will play at home. Manchester United will play at home. Manchester City will play at home. Sunderland will play at home. Arsenal playing away. Aston Villa playing away. Bournemouth playing at home. Liverpool playing at home. And a reminder, the full draw is to take place after Preston versus Everton finishes. And news from around the footballing world is that Al Hilal have agreed a deal to sign Ollie Watkins from Aston Villa, and Aston Villa have agreed a deal with Chelsea for Nicholas Jackson. And before this game, Nico Gonzalez was unveiled on the pitch as the newest signing for Newcastle, as in their words, the Spanish midfielder joins them on a long-term contract. Right then, after the break, we'll have second half commentary from St James's Park as Newcastle attempt to see this one off against West Brom. Or will West Brom get one back on them? We'll find out after the break. Welcome back to St James's Park, where the first side to come out here for the second half is West Brom. A reminder of all the scores so far tonight. Bradford are drawing with Burnley 0-0, Newcastle 1, West Brom 1, Tottenham 2, Charlton 0, and Preston 0, Everton 1. And of course we'll give you updates on all the games and all the scores as they go in. Our score though is 1-1 here at half time. Price was the goal scorer for West Brom. And West Brom are ready to go for this second half. Just waiting for the Newcastle opposition to join them. And now they come through the tunnel now. As we see Bazuma Traore come out. Madadik assisted the goal. And a reminder that if this match is tied after 90 minutes, we go to penalties. A penalty shootout to decide who advances to round 3. We don't know if we'll need one yet. We'll find out. Bradford-Burnley is underway. That second half is underway and it's half time at Deepdale as Preston and Everton go into that with Everton taking a 1-0 lead. Our focus though here is St James's Park, where Newcastle will kick us off very shortly for the second half. The second 45, and they do that now. And let's see how this one plays out. "1-1 is the scoreline currently. After 90 minutes, will we be saying the same? We might get a quick answer for that. As Dedik on the ball. No half-time substitutions for either side. We'll read out the sides once again in a moment. Ball played into the box and tried to get to it, did Murphy, but the cross was a bit too far ahead of him. And he can't get to there in time. I mean, I see what they tried to do there. Maybe a header from the West Brom defender to try and clear it. He didn't get it on it, but he even backed away from it because he knew Murphy wasn't going to get to it. Stir. Ball played in here. And it's cleared. It's going to be a corner after Townsend got the last touch of it. Yes, lovely ball played in. It's great defend from Townsend. It stops it from getting right into the part of the box where West Brom don't want it, right in front of the goal where Traore scored that first goal. They're aiming to do that again, Newcastle, by the looks of it, considering the chances they've had in this first half, second half, sorry, already. Corner for Newcastle, played in from the left-hand side of the field, the far end. Ball played in, headed in, and oh, what a save! And it had to be made from Ingram. Thiaw got the header. It was directed down, got a bounce onto it. The captain almost put himself on the score sheet. Yeah, ball played in far post, back post. Gets a bounce before bouncing up into the hands of Ingram, and Ingram deflects it out, so it's going to be another corner. Corner from the other side, and from a long way out, from out of the box, there might be a chance here, and it's put in, and Newcastle go 2-1 up. The pressure was put on, and Barnes puts them ahead just moments into the second half. It didn't take long. Well, it was a scramble in the box. The cross from the corner is played out. Well, it's played in to the far post, but it's actually played short. And then there's a lot of confuffle in the box. Defenders couldn't really clear it when they wanted it to. And Thiaw looks like he could get it, and then he doesn't have it at his feet. It's at no one's feet, and then Barnes runs in from nowhere. And he puts the home side 2-1 up. And St James's Park really appreciates that there. And Harvey Barnes was actually a half-time substitution. Our companion app is trying to update at the same time. As Newcastle have it in their own half, and they can relax now to a certain degree because they have this. It's not a cushion, I would say, but it's still a 1-goal advantage. Second half at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium about to kick off, and when it does, we will put the live scores on your screen once again. Ball now at the Newcastle goalkeeper's feet of Shawen. 50 minutes gone, 40 to go. Ball now played out. Onto the wing here, Newcastle trying to find something. They love another goal. They might get one. Into the box here. Looks threatening. And a chance. Oh, from out of nowhere. A chance just gone wide. Came off a West Brom block. So a ball attempted to be played into the box. Oh, it's lovely. So close, Willock. It's good technique, but in the end it doesn't end up in the back of the net. Second half underway at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Scores look like this. Bradford 0, Burnley 0 in the second half. Tottenham 2, Charlton 0 in the second half, and Preston 0, Everton 1. That is at half time because that started at 8 p.m. West Brom now with it at the feet. They get a goal back here. This game is alive. Ball in the box is played in. Oh, there's a chance. Keeper's scrambling. I'm surprised how that didn't go in. Wen was scrambling. West Brom were through on goal. There might as well have been an open net. But they couldn't get the shot off in time. Now Newcastle on the ball. And Newcastle player brought down. There will be a free kick for him. No card to go out with it. Oh, no, there is now. And did that actually go to a Newcastle player? Well, we'll see here. It's on a run. Oh, it's a grab of the short shirt. Goes down. We're just looking at this opportunity again. And it's so close. I'm surprised how we can't take a shot off. And it isn't a yellow card for a Newcastle player. It is a card for Rabi Nsingola. 32 touches for him so far in this match. And that is when he gets his yellow card. 2 players on cards, and the other one is Newcastle player Stir. Another foul here. And player down for Newcastle. Player down is Malik Tior, who's got an assist in this one. And the foul is committed by Morgan. Jimmy J. Morgan from West Brom. Tior is back up now on his feet. Newcastle manager Matthias Gisel looks a bit happier that his side are now at a 2-1 point in this game, not 1-0 down or even 1-1. I'll tell you who won't be happy, James Morrison. or any West Brom fan or any West Brom player, yes, they'll be proud to have gotten 1-0 up, but you've been tempted with a 1-0 win. You want to keep it. Here come Newcastle. Edge of the box. Attempting to play a ball in centrally here. Ball with Ramsey. It's on that left wing. Ramsey with the ball. Plays it to Stur. Stur plays it back to Malik Tior. Tior plays a lovely ball into the box, but is lost by Jacob Murphy. Stur trying to get the ball back. He wrestled it back and he got it back. And then there's a foul maybe. Yes, there is, according to the referee. Yeah, it's definitely a foul in my opinion. It's a good run from Murphy, who's attempting to make up ground. The kite getting a talking to from the referee. And Usman De Kite is now in the book. It's a yellow card for the number 17 West Brom player. So a yellow card for him. Now what happens? We've seen a free kick at this end of the field and West Brom scored at it. Now Newcastle have their chance to score from one and put their side, put the home side 2-1 up, 3-1 up if they score actually. Well, we'll have to see what happens with this one. Wall is being prepared. Yeah, interesting that the Newcastle goal they conceded, there was only 2 players on the wall. There maybe should have been more. Maybe one position low. We didn't see it. And now we're seeing it. Seeing the danger of a free kick from this spot. Will we see it wreak havoc at St James's Park for the home side? 2 players standing over it. Hall, one of them. Hall doesn't take it. The attempt hits the wall. And is there? Oh, there's a player that's gone down here. And immediately the referee called for the medical team. The medical team has come on. It was Campbell who come down. I think it's just... We'll see here. Oh, it's not Campbell. Yeah, it is Campbell that went down. I think what the referee here is saying is that he wants the game checked out for concussion. Robert Madley, the referee here. He was on the ground and he was shaking his head. He was like, I'm fine. But then again, you can never be too sure. And Robert Madley has made him take a concussion check. Whether that means he'll have to go off, I'm not sure. If it is, then it's a bit unfair for West Brom, because he looked fine. The captain for West Brom looking fine, and he has got to go off. The referee's telling him he's got to go off. And he's telling him, I was trying to protect you. And so that means West Brom are going to be down to 10 for a minute or so. Robert Madley making the captain for West Brom, George Campbell, go off after he wanted a concussion check, what I believe. Well, they got a free kick here, Newcastle, and it's punched away from Ingram. They still have possession here in their own half. What do they do with it? That's the question. Newcastle play to Stur. Stur finds a ball to the wing. Now with Murphy. Plays a ball in. Does steer and it's fed right back to him. Ball now with Hall. And can they make it 3-1? Not that time. The ball attempted to play into a far post was too long, and before it even hit the ground it was out of play. Scoreline remains 2-1 Newcastle. Other games look like this: Bradford 0, Burnley 0, Tottenham 2, Charlton 0, and Preston 0, Everton 1. That game is about to resume after half time. Ball played from the goal kick. West Brom do recover the ball and they play it back to their own keeper. I'm not sure why, but they did. They just thought, let's reset and go again. And I can confirm now at Deepdale the second half has got underway. Here at St James's Park, we're already 15 minutes in. And here come Newcastle on the wing here. What do they do? That is the question. Ball steer. Steer with a bit of pressure being put on by Morgan. Morgan using that striking role to pose a threat to the Newcastle back line. When they have it at the feet, he can press. Here comes Murphy on that wing. And attendance, I'm being told, is 51,405. 98% full here. St James's Park, capacity of 52,719. Newcastle with a chance here, but dispossessed. Trying to be, well, Morgan's tried to get the ball back. He got the ball back and then he's lost it. Player goes down the box, shouts for a penalty. Referee says no. West Brom now coming on a counter-attack, but that counter-attack fizzles out. And Newcastle have it, and trip there. And a foul, and is there going to be a booking? He reaches for the card, and a card is given out. Yeah, it was obvious it was an obvious card. The game in that 10 seconds, 30, 20, whatever you want to say, got a little bit out of hand. You've got to stop it somehow. Gave up the card for it. And he's put in the book. So, Newcastle have the ball in their own half. And Barney Stewart, the one receiving the card there, joins Zingola and Dekite, who are on yellow cards on the West Brom side as well. On Newcastle, there's just one, and that goes to Steer. Ball with Dedick. Dedick plays it to Botman. Played on the wing here. Got a look on the bench for Newcastle here. See what they can bring on. They brought on Harvey Barnes to place Traore at half time. Balls on the bench for them. You've got Lucas Horniak, Fabian Schär, Leo Shahar, Adaji Bamba, Lewis Miley, Anthony Alanga, Sean Nieve, Johan Wisser. But then again, you don't want to lose all. You don't want to use all your best players. And just as we were talking about bench, they are going to bring on subs here. Johan Wisser coming on. So is Lewis Miley. Willock's coming off. Here's a triple substitution, so And Anthony Elanga is the other one as well. Coming off for Anthony Elanga is Jacob Murphy. And coming off for Lewis Miley is going to be... Just waiting for the ball to be held up. You know Lewis Miley is going to come on. Midfielder, and he is... Oh, jumped onto the field maybe a bit too early. He is going to be replacing Stur. Stur has completed the joint most passes in this match with 62. He's now coming off. So Willock is coming off for Wisser. Murphy going off for Elanga. And Stur going off for Miley. Just as I said, let's look on the bench, see what Newcastle have got. They've decided let's look to the bench themselves. Of course, we'll want to rest players because they've got Tottenham this weekend. Saturday, 5:30. That'll be a good game at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in the Premier League. Weekend after that, they've got Bournemouth and Leeds, Hull, Coventry, Aston Villa. Those are their next games in the Premier League. West Brom on the other end. They'll be bringing out their best players. Their next games, though, they've got Middlesbrough on Saturday. That's a big game there. They've got Charlton, who are losing to Tottenham 2-0 on Wednesday. Saturday, West Brom, Watford. The Wednesday after that, Derby, West Brom. And then the Saturday after that, West Brom, QPR. And then the following Sunday, they've got Wolves at midday. West Brom currently in the Championship. They played 2 games. They're currently second. They are one of 3 teams to be 2 from 2 so far. The other 2 are Millwall and Charlton. 65 minutes gone. We'll have to see what they do here. Now what do Newcastle pose a threat to here? Potentially, Dedic gets in, but wasn't the best of effort. So he looked a little bit light-hearted. Ingram ends up with the ball easily in his hands. Talking about the referee earlier, some stats to bring you on him. He referees in the Championship. Gives out 4.2 yellow cards per match, which is above average, and 21.9 fouls per match, which is average in the Championship in the past 2 years. But Newcastle's definitely the favourite to win this one so far. Never know, it could all change. West Brom have looked good. Here they come. On that wing. They've not brought on any substitutes yet. 4 that have come on for Newcastle. The average rating of their side, Newcastle, is 7.1. West Brom 6.4. Whitwell the highest, Isaac Price is the highest rated player. He's taken the most shots out of anyone in this match with 4. A little bit of it coming together. And a few words exchanged. Ramsey a bit angry there. Not sure what he was saying, but he looked very angry and not at all pleased. Here come Newcastle. Hall with it. Utamade is in the box. He's ready for a ball. We'll tell you when he gets it, if he does. Ball with Ramsey. Played onto the other end to Dedic, who's playing higher up. Headed away. Headed back in, potentially from Newcastle. They do receive the ball, and they're going to play it out wide once again. Ball with Lewis Miley. Now with Harvey Barnes, and a shot from a long way out. It ends up in England's hands easily. But it's just moments like that in which heart rates spike for West Brom, and they're being pressured early here. And Newcastle have gained the ball back immediately. Here come Newcastle. They're on the edge of the box. Ball with Anthony Elanga. And just shows you how willing Newcastle are to press. Lewis Miley now. Oh, it's a lovely ball played in, but he's offside anyways. And it was a poor shot from Anthony Elanga. Well, it looks a lovely pass. And it's so lovely that it's actually offside. We'll see the replay in a second and see how offside it was. But before that, we'll get in some substitutions on for West Brom. Triple substitution for West Brom. Coming off is Ngola. And Montgomery, I believe. Malumi is coming on. I mean, those changes took place quite quickly. Also coming off is Dia Kite. And substitutions are Nizangola coming off for Styles. Morgan going off for Mahia. And Dia Kite coming off for Malumbi. 20 minutes to go. Newcastle trying to put some more pressure on. And we didn't see how far offside that chance was from Anthony Elanga. We never did get to see. Would have loved to see it. But we're not being shown a replay. What it was offside. It was a through ball played. I thought it looked good, and then the offside flag came up. And ruled out everything there. Thrown in here. And here come Newcastle. They're on a run and they can't get the shot off. West Brom able to intercept. And here they come. It's only 2-1. They can force this to go a bit longer, but they can't for now. One match that could be going on for longer is Bradford-Burnley. That game 0-0, 72 minutes gone. A reminder, if we have a draw after 90 minutes in this stage of the EFL Cup, we go straight to penalties, no extra time. Just straight to penalties. The only time they play extra time in this competition is in the semi-final, second leg, if the aggregate score is tied, and the final, of course. We can't, well, we have to go to extra time for that one. Goal update to bring you from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Now, if you were against Tottenham, you'd love me to tell you that Charlton have scored. You may see it at the bottom of your screen. That's not the outcome. Tottenham are now 3-0 up against Charlton, and well, let's just say they are dominating at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, which is something we haven't said for a while. The last few games, they've lost, but they are recovering by the looks of it, and they are beating Charlton 3-0. And it's Danzo with the goal there. Kevin Danzo substituted on 2 minutes before the goal, alongside Pedro Porro and Mickey van der Ven. And last two times Tottenham played Charlton, well, it was only one time. Tottenham beat Charlton 3-0. That was in the FA Cup in January of 2011. Newcastle on the ball in their own half. What do they do with it? That is the question. Do we get another goal in the game? Well, we don't get one in this game yet, but we've got another one at Deepdale. And it's not gone to Preston. It's gone to Everton. The Toffees are 2-0 up. And tell you who scored that one in a moment. Newcastle West Brom 13 shots compared to 8 for Newcastle. They lead there, 6 on target for Newcastle, as they try to put some pressure on now, but West Brom able to manage that. I'll tell you who scored that Everton goal in just a second. They now lead 2-0 at Deepdale. Ball with Callum Styles newly substituted on. Felix Hornmeyer, the other. Notable substitute in this one, Harvey Barnes, coming off the bench and putting Newcastle into the lead of this one. It was 1-1 at half time, it's 2-1 now. Player goes down. Newcastle free kick. Yeah, it's definitely a free kick, that. And brings to an end what West Brom tried to bring as an attack, but wasn't. Tierno Barry has scored 2 goals now for Everton. He has just been confirmed to us as the second goal scorer. As looks like Bainey is coming off the bench here. Tamer Bainey O'Day coming off the bench for West Brom. He's getting ready. I'll let you know as soon as he does. Taking off his jacket and everything. As now, here comes West Brom on a chance here. Stewart, play it out here. This is Whitwell with it. Try to play a ball into the box. They've got it here. And Newcastle, oh, they're able to clear it. And there's a handball. It's a handball out of nowhere. There's going to be a penalty here. Well, we'll get a replay of this. By the looks of it, West Brom had just been given a penalty. Whitwell plays a ball in. It's come off the hand of Dewsbury Hall. Yeah, it looks like he put his arms out. It's definitely a penalty. They won't just allow it. I don't even think there's VAR in the EFL Cup. I'm not sure. Maybe at this stage, maybe in this stadium there is, but that's a definite penalty. And for the second time in 2 games, the opening part of the season, Newcastle have conceded a penalty. West Brom score this. There's still a long way to go here at St James's Park. And it looks like the first goal scorer, Isaac Price, is going to be the man who takes it. He will. This is a big job for Zhaoen here. Newcastle conceding a penalty. West Brom receiving one. Dewsbury Hall with a handball. Isaac Price stepping up to take it. And in. He put it in the same corner. He scored this free kick in the bottom right hand corner. Zhaoen went the other way. And just like that, we are all level here at St James's Park. Don't go anywhere yet. Well, the West Brom fans are happy. It's a lovely penalty. It's low to the point where if Zhaoen went the right way, he could have got it. But ultimately, it's perfectly placed. Zhaoen went the wrong way. Zhaoen's actually on a yellow card. Unsure when he got that. But score is now 2-2. And it is all changed just like that. And we've still got a long way to go. We're either going to get a goal in these remaining minutes and confirmation of Zhaoen receiving a card. Unsure as to why, we never saw it. I've just been told and it's just been confirmed that he has. So Zhaoen on a yellow card. He's conceded 2. Newcastle have conceded 2. West Brom have scored 2. It's 2-2 here at St James's Park. We're either going to get a goal here or we're going to penalties. We don't know yet. Still 0-0 in Bradford as Bradford take on Burnley. That game stays 0-0 after 90. We go to penalties there. We could go to penalties here. We're probably not at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and Deepdale. Newcastle with a chance here. Edge of the box. It's a shot. It's at the post. It's rebounded back out. And West Brom, just like that, have been saved by the post. There's still a chance here for Newcastle. Ball played into the edge of the box and he's hit over. Just. Johan Wissa gets on the ball in the central area of the box. And his volley goes over the bar from such a short distance out. It was about the same area where Traoré scored the first goal for Newcastle. And he's hit it over. Heart in the mouth for West Brom fans. As substitutions come on for them, we'll confirm them in a second. But Newcastle almost going right back up again. Almost making it 3-2. And substitutes coming on for West Brom. With 10 minutes to go left of the 90. And does it come to a point where you prepare for penalties? You don't want to have that mindset, but you might have to. Bainey, we saw him getting ready. He's come on for Whitwell. And Bostock coming on to replace Price. West Brom in possession. And that possession is short-lived. Here come Newcastle. They're playing with some sort of tempo we haven't seen so far in this match except from the first minute after half-time. They're in the box again. A chance, and it's in! Newcastle, just like that, are back in front. And Harvey Barnes has done it again. For the second time tonight, he's put the home side up twice with 2 goals to his name, just off the bench as well. But unbelievable stuff. We were preparing for penalties. Was a lovely play. Alanga plays it in. Then it goes to Dedic. Dedic plays it into Harvey Barnes, who's just there, middle of the box. Lovely stuff. And in. Newcastle 3-2. Brilliant stuff. And Harvey Barnes celebrates with a knee slide. Anthony Alanga celebrating to the camera. And Matthias Giselle just with a little fist pump. He knows the job isn't done yet. It shouldn't have been like this. But they lead. 5-goal thriller here at St James's Park. And there's still the possibility for more. Confirmation of the subs that came on for West Brom. Tammy Bani-O'Dare and Oliver Bostock now on the field. Whitwell and Price off. And West Brom may have been hoping that Price may have still been on the field. He's got 2 goals to his name. They would love a third to keep him in it. But Newcastle playing with the same conviction we saw just after the second half began. And that's where Harvey Barnes scored. They showed it again and Harvey Barnes has scored again. 3-2 the scoreline. If it ends this way, Newcastle advance in the EFL Cup. They will advance to round 3. Newcastle with it in their own half. West Brom with a lack of press here. And you would have wanted to see a bit of pressing. Especially considering they've just gone a goal down. They've got the ball back though. That's all that matters. Now can they get a goal? Ball at the halfway line. Trying to start something here. Lovely play. Played now onto the wing where Oliver Bostock is there. He's lost the ball. Newcastle regain it. And just like that, Newcastle play it back, and they try to play it forward. And, well, that didn't go well for them. West Brom, now with the ball back, a trip. Referee blows the whistle, gives a free kick. No card for it. 6 minutes left of the 90 before we get confirmed added on minutes. Ball is kicked away for a throw-in. That is Shozil now standing at the edge of his technical area, trying to deliver instructions. He wants them to get through here. We'll find out who they face if they do get through, whoever gets through. We'll find out tonight. There's a draw following the conclusion of Preston Everton. We've got a goal, and just as we were talking about Preston Everton, Everton have scored again. It's their third goal of the evening. We'll talk more about that in a second, because West Brom are in the box here, and there's a chance and it has to be cleared. They are looking threatening here. Very threatening indeed. Tierno Barry was the goal scorer again. He's got a hat-trick of goals at Deepdale. Townsend will take the corner for West Brom. It's going to come in from the left-hand side here at St James's Park. Just what is going to happen? Ball goes in, it's headed up. And it is cleared to a fact where West Brom can retrieve it. And they play it back to the halfway line circle. And it's in the centre circle now with West Brom. Just what can they do with it? Ball with Felix Hornmeyer. He was substituted on in the 70th minute. West Brom trying to say, we're not out yet. The chances of that is going up by the second. They'd love to counteract it. Jason Malumbi with it. Played out. A shot from far out. It's gone over by a long way. Yeah, Campbell, I think it's a wasted attempt. You've got to make your attempts even with 4 minutes to go, especially with 4 minutes to go. You've got to make them actually show conviction, like you want to get ahead. That was wasteful. Well, we just updated you on a goal from Deepdale. We said it was 3-0 Everton. We're not wrong that it is 3-0. It's now 4-0. We'll tell you who scored that in just a second. Ball with West Brom keeper of Ingram. Three minutes left of the 90. We'll talk about who we think player of the match is in a second. When we get into the late stages of the added time. But I think we all know who that's going to be. Offside here actually called. As Newcastle try to play forward. Well, we said it's 4-0 somewhere at Deepdale. It's 4-0 somewhere else. Tottenham have scored 4 now. Brennan Johnson bringing an end to Tierno Barry's goal scoring streak at Deepdale. Tell you who scored the 4th at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The only game without a goal is Bradford-Burnley. That game's still 0-0. 89th minute. We'll bring you the latest. Free kick here though for West Brom. It's almost the same area where Price scored it. They wished he was on now. The man with 2 goals to his name. Wonder who will take the set piece now. He's gone off. It's not over yet. It's not over yet indeed. That 4th Tottenham goal. We're still waiting for confirmation. It was, believed it was scored by Savio. It is scored by Savio, their new signing. Also known as Savinio. He said, though, that he'll go as Savio, his birth name, at the London club. Back here, though, to St James's Park. We're into the 89th minute. Free kick for West Brom. It's had to be saved by Zhao. It's parried out, and offside is given. Yeah, as he parried it out. Just a chance to get the ball back. Maybe play it back in. Well, Zhao was already overwhelmed. Well, he saved it there, and he'll take a free kick because of the offside. News springing from the golfing world, LIV Golf has begun laying off their employees while downsizing to restructure without their Saudi funding. That's some breaking news brought to us from the Bleacher Report app in the last few moments. Back to the football though, and we're getting a confirmation of added time here at St James's Park. West Brom need to score within this if they want to. Jacob Ramsey also receiving a yellow card. It's 6 minutes of added time here. And elsewhere, 5th goal of the evening. Guess where? Is it at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium or is it at Deepdale? I'll give you a second. Alright. It's gone at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Tottenham Hotspur are 5-0 up on Charlton Athletic. Tell you who scored that in a second. Savio scoring moments ago. They are running riot in the high scoring games late on. We're deadlocked here at a very even game here. What an entertaining game. Newcastle being threatened by West Brom. They're trying to win the ball back, which they do. We're into the 6 minutes of added time. That's now 5. Goal scorer. Well, we're still waiting to find out who the goal scorer was for the 5th goal at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And it looks like that Bradford-Burnley game is going to extra time. In the 91st minute, there's 5 minutes of that. We'll let you know what happens. (3-2) the scoreline here. So because foul, Ben Davies was the 5th goal scorer for Tottenham. Because of a foul, there's going to be a chance for West Brom from another free kick. They would have loved Isaac Price to take some of these. Ball does come in, and it misses everyone. Goes out for a goal kick. Yeah, they've had a lot of these free kicks within this extra time period already. West Brom, they would love to capitalise on it. I wouldn't say they're wasteful with it. They're trying to create stuff with them. They're putting pressure on Newcastle, which is what they need to do. There's still 3 or 4 minutes to go. There's been a goal at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. You'd think I'd say Tottenham. I'm not. Charlton have got a consolation goal. It's 5-1 there. I believe it's come off a corner. We'll let you know what's happened there. Ben Davies scored the 5th goal for Tottenham. We'll find out who scored the first for Charlton. It's not too late to get a goal, said Charlton. There's still nervy moments here at St James's Park. Ball back with Newcastle keeper Zhao. Tries to play it forward. Instead finds a West Brom player. West Brom player finds a Newcastle player. Newcastle player finds West Brom player. Goes out for a throw-in. West Brom throw-in. Shove there. Newcastle regain the ball. No foul given by the ref. Still no foul given by the ref. Now there is. A few late tackles there. Shoves made there. Let's just see. Oh, it goes down really easily there. Hornmeyer just touches. I'm not sure who it is for Newcastle. And yeah, it goes down too easily. But still, free kick for Newcastle. 94th minute of 6 added on. And you've got to think it might just end here very soon. And West Brom, who looked so well in this match, might have their hearts broken. Newcastle play a quick free kick, trying to catch West Brom off guard. It didn't look like they did. It looked like West Brom knew what they might have done. Update from Bradford. Full-time whistle's gone. They're going to penalties. And we'll keep you up to date on the penalties. Our focus, though, has to be St James's Park. I said West James's Park. West Brom playing a ball into the box here. Is there a chance for a late equaliser? It's cleared by Newcastle. And that might be all she wrote. If West Brom can get the ball back here, there can be one more chance. They might not get the ball back here. They do, actually. The Newcastle fans are furious with the referee. It's not for the first time this evening. They thought a foul should have been given there. After one of their players was brought down. And the foul not given, and the full-time whistle is gone. And the news is that Newcastle have advanced here. Not by much. By what you'd say the skin of their teeth. You've got to give it to West Brom. They did very well. Especially considering last season they were knocked out by Millwall in the first round. They're still 2 for 2 in the Championship, so don't count them out on that. But here in the EFL Cup, their journey does not continue. But Newcastle, though, the victors here, with goals from Traore, Barnes, and then Price scoring for West Brom. That does the job for them. We'll take you around the grounds for the scores in just a second. And in fact, we can take you through them now. Live scores here. That was what they looked like at half-time. This is what they look like now. Bradford-Burnley finished 0-0 after 90. The reason why that's light pink or purple, whatever you want to call it, that game is going to penalties. We'll keep you updated on that. Tottenham beating Charlton 5-1. That game's still in extra time after 90 minutes. So we'll keep you up to date when that goes to full-time very soon, though. And Preston, Everton, the late kick-off at 8 p.m. So that's around about 15 minutes behind everyone else. But Everton still 4-0 up. Plan of action, we'll take a break. We'll recap what's happened here. And we will let you know about all the other games in just a second. The penalty shootout underway at Bradford. Keep you up to date on that one after the break. Well, welcome to the post-game show here on FT Sport. We will wrap up what's happened here at the St James's Stadium in just a moment, but let's take you through all the current scores here. That's what they looked like before we went to the break. This is what they look like now. Bradford versus Burnley is in the penalty shootout. We'll tell you about that in a second. In fact, there's just been another major turn in that. Newcastle, West Brom 3-2 finished. Tottenham, Charlton 5-1, that's finished now. And Preston, Everton, that's in the 87th minute. Everton winning 4-0. And there should be a decent amount of added time because we've had an injury there. But Bradford versus Burnley, penalty shootout. We're going to focus on that for a second. First penalty scored by Zian Fleming. Second penalty for Bradford, scored by Antoni Sakrovic, so 1-1 there. Then Burnley missed Zeki Amdouni 1-1, and then Macaulay Gillespie put Bradford 2-1 up after he scored, and Jacob Brun-Larsen missed another for Burnley, so they are now 2-1, and Bradford have got a penalty there. So we're going to tell you as soon as we get the goals, and another goal has gone in for Bradford. It's 3-1 now in the penalty shootout, and I think they've won it. I think that means they've won it. Trying to figure out. No, it doesn't. Ibu Tourné scored, so it's 3-1, and Edwards has just scored for Burnley, so it's 3-2. It's best of 5. I'm trying to calculate this in my head. It's very, very confusing. Marcus Edwards scoring there. We're just trying to keep ourselves up to date with it. So Marcus Edwards made it 3-2. And now it's Bradford's turn. If they score, I think it's over. I'm not sure. Well, he has scored. Phillips has scored, so it's 4-2. Being at best of 5, I'm still struggling to calculate this in my head. It's 4-2 on penalties. Bradford, yes, they've won it. Bradford City have won. Penalty shootout. They've won there. And Burnley are knocked out. So, great stuff for them there. And I thought we were going to get loads of added time because we did join Preston Everton late. I thought we were going to get lots of extra time. Looks like that injury was not as much as we thought. So just 2 minutes of added time there. So that is the only game going right now. Preston Everton, will keep you up to date on that. There's a minute and a half to go there. But looks like it's going to stay that way. So let's just talk about this game at St James's Park. Newcastle 3, West Brom 2. And what a game it was. I think it's the best game of the night. 5 goals. The only game that had more than that was Tottenham-Charlton, and that was 6. But let's be honest, 5-1, bit of a beating Charlton got, compared to what we had a competitive thriller at St James's Park with 3 goals for Newcastle, West Brom 2. The only thing that could have added to that game was a penalty shootout. And we were so close to getting them. West Brom giving a penalty, Price ultimately scoring that, and then 3 minutes later after scoring that he got substituted off. Whether West Brom think they could have done better if they still had Price on, that's the question, and I believe yes, but it depends on the stamina. And of course, West Brom, they play on Saturday at 12:30. They're the early kickoff, so they've not got that long now to rest up ahead of their next match, which is a tough one, Middlesbrough away. So think of it: you've gone to St James away, you've gone to Middlesbrough away. That's really tough. But then again, it's just the way the land has lied. And it has finished at Deepdale. And before we continue, we'll just tell you about all the scores tonight. So Bradford, Burnley, 0-0 after 90. But Bradford beating Burnley via a penalty shootout. They won that 4-2. Newcastle beating West Brom 3-2 in a thriller. Tottenham thrashing Charlton, who did get a consolation goal towards the end, 5-1. And Preston being beaten by Everton 4-0 at their own home. So, let's just quickly wrap this one up just a little bit more. But yeah, tough game for West Brom to go to next. And if you look at Newcastle, they have got this weekend Tottenham, which beat Charlton 5-1 tonight, 5:30 Saturday. And the next 3 is manageable, you've got to think. Tottenham, apparently they're saying it could be easy. We're not too sure. Bournemouth, looking to be a bit tough. That's at their own home though. And Leeds away, again, looks to be a little bit tough. We'll see what happens there. And that Leeds one is a away game, I didn't mention that, but I will now. Interesting stuff to say, but we'll see what a match tonight. What a great game, but David Moyes with Everton's side, just speaking with his players, great stuff there. Now, before we do go off there, got some news to bring you from the NFL. This won't matter to most of you, but it does matter to us here at FT Sport. The NFL is actually eliminating the Pro Bowl event that they do before the Super Bowl, but is keeping the honour that you get. That is breaking news. That is from The Athletic. And the draw tonight now comes up next. Now, we won't be following it along live here on FT Sport, but you can follow it along via your own devices, whatever you want to do. But we know that we've had the pre-draw earlier on tonight, and pre-draw looks like this. Basically, all the European sides, they can't play each other. So, for example, Manchester United, Manchester City, they're both European sides. They can't play against each other. And because UEFA can't reschedule their matches, UEFA doesn't allow matches to be rescheduled. They have to play them. So the fixtures are to be played the week commencing September 7th and the 14th. So the full draw is to take place shortly, around about 10:15 PM here in the UK approximately. But the sides that are in this pre-draw that was drawn just before we came on air were Crystal Palace, Man United, City, Sunderland, Arsenal, Aston Villa, Bournemouth and Liverpool. And this decides whether they're playing home or away. And I can tell you there's 2 sides playing away and 6, I believe. 6 playing at home. And the 6 are this: Crystal Palace, Manchester United, Man City, Sunderland, Bournemouth, Liverpool. They are all playing at home. And Arsenal and Aston Villa, they are playing away. Look at the goals from Spurs. A lovely, lovely finish. Just seeing all the goals now from the Tottenham Hotspur game, Charlton. And they're all into that same corner, the bottom right one. There have been a lot of goals in the EFL Cup. We saw a lot in our game going into the bottom right. So that was the other major result than us tonight. Bradford, though, beating Burnley 4-2 on pens. It's the only game that went to pens tonight, but still a big result nonetheless. So quick wrap up before we go off of all the scores. And here they are. So Bradford winning tonight via penalty shootout 4-2 after it was deadlocked after 90 minutes. Bradford 0, Burnley 0. But of course Bradford winning 4-2 in the penalties. Newcastle beating West Brom in our game in what was, you could say, too close of a game for Newcastle. 3-2 there. Tottenham beating Charlton 5-1. And Preston beating Everton 4-0 at Deepdale. So that's going to do us here tonight on FT Sport. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing you your Wednesday night football from the EFL Cup. And the draw is coming up, so if you want to follow that, you can. I'm not sure where. I'm not trying to promote where you can, but follow it wherever you want to. And we will hopefully see you next time here on FT Sport as we bring you more live sport from around the world here on our little channel. We will see you, though, later. But the main headline here is that Newcastle have beaten West Brom after a too close maybe of an encounter here at St James's Park. From all of us here at FT Sport, thank you for watching and good night.
you.